Hi there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Catherine. I have a little what's on my desk today. I thought I'd switch things up. I'm quite sure many of you have thought I've fallen off the face of the earth. But I've been very, very busy working on that uh, keepsake journal, Literary England, and I'm quite anxious to get it finished up and on its way to its new home. But I also don't like to rush it. You can't rush the journey of art. So I have been working on it. I have been taping as I've been going along. So as soon as it's on its way to its new owner, and they can look through it and have the first view, then I will start releasing, you know what I mean, posting the videos of how I created that journal. So I've been here and I have been working. But today, just for this morning, I'm taking a little break. I thought you might enjoy seeing how I prepare a journal to go off to its new home. Because for me, that's part of the fun too. Anyone who has ordered one of my journals knows that I love to send along an envelope, a goodie envelope, I call it. And it's just little odds and ends, little offcuts from when I was actually making the book. And it's got some scrap papers and some tea-dyed papers and some index card things to sort of get your creative juices going to start filling your new junk journal. So today, let me stand up. Today, we're going to be getting Tulips ready to go off to his new home. And this pretty little journal had been sitting there for a while. And obviously, spring is in the air. And someone decided that this journal spoke to them. And I'm thrilled because I've loved this journal all along. It's so unusual. The portrait, the landscape orientation as opposed to portrait. So many books are this way and open. And this pretty book opens this way, which I just have loved all along. And so this little baby is going to the post office this morning. So I'm going to show you what I do and how I go about getting a journal ready to go to its new home. And the first thing I do is I grab a window envelope. They can be different sizes. Sometimes it's one of the shorter ones. Sometimes it's a different kind of envelope. I have some that are pretty with flowers on them. Sometimes I have one time I had a leftover one with a bird on it. So it's not always a window envelope, but quite often it is because it's fun to have something peeking through the window. And so the first thing I do is I usually label it extra goodies. So in case the new owner opens it up and thinks, what the heck is this? And where's my journal? This is usually laying on top. So I usually get out my trusty little stamps and I find the letters for goodies. This can take me forever. Oh, we're doing okay today. I must have just done goodies before. Oh, there's O's. G. I need the letter I. Where are you, letter I? There you are. Okay, so I've got the letters for goodies ready. And then I need the letters for extra. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that is what I did last. Okay, you might be wondering why my stamp pad says new. I have two of these. I had an old one that was drying out. Where are you? There you are. I have an old one that was drying out. And I actually like old dried out ones because sometimes you want your ink to look faded. So I save my old ones and use them till the last dregs. But I like to know which one's which. So I just stick masking tape across the lid of the new one so that I know that that's the one that is fresh and ready to go. So what I will do now is I spell out the word goodies. Actually, I'm going to do extra first. What am I thinking? I need E. E, there we go. So, and I'll just put them anywhere. Extra. These alphabet letters I found one day in the checkout line at Michael's. I think they were 99 cents for a package. What a deal, eh? So, extra G. O. D. I don't worry about whether it's even or not. I think that's part of the charm. That way you know that I took the time and hand stamped every single little letter. Where's the S? Extra goodies. There we go. Excellent. Come on, out of the way. Okay, and then I have fun. Ever the junk journaler, I have fun starting to decorate the envelope. So I need some paper. Hold on. I need some paper. There we go. I have my timer going. Now, that doesn't look grungy enough for my liking. So, good old Distress ink. You can grime it up, because that's really Snow White. And Distress ink hides a multitude of sins. There we go. Done. Instant old lace. And I want that up here because I'm going to put a stamp on it. Because this is fabric, I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. I could probably get away with some tacky glue, but what the heck. I'm going to use a bit of Fabri-Tac. Just a little dusting here and there is all it needs, really. It's not as if it's a book being held together. It's there to do something pretty. There we go. Now, I have, where are you? Oh, I have a stamp. I have all kinds of these stamps. I found an old an old issue of Life magazine. Life magazine used to do issues of award-winning stamps, and the magazine would be literally full of sheets, huge pages of, they're just copies of stamps, but it's still, they were the right size, and I just cut up the pages. See, that's the back of the page from this stamp issue. So what I do is I have, come on, you. Where is it? I need the tiny zigzag. Oh, not you. There it is. So these Fisker scissors, they're really common. You can get them at Walmart. They do have a Fisker scissor called Stamp, and it's okay. I actually don't like it. I think it's too big. And I prefer to make a stamp edge. I like the little mini pinking. Hopefully you can see that. The mini pinking edgers. And then I don't go all the way in. And I will just kiss that edge just to give it a little bit of texture. It just puts the tiny little dents in. And then you got a pretty flowery stamp. There we go, to go onto your envelope. Beautiful. I try not to get these envelopes to take up too much of my day, but sometimes I just cannot resist. And as ever, ink it. Oh, I just got to take some of these little, there we go. Ink those little sticky outy parts. it gives them a little bit more noticeability. And then I'm going to put that there. All right. Where'd you go? Fabri-Tac. Now, because I'm going paperback onto fabric, I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. Again, Aleene's tacky glue is probably fine, but my Fabri-Tac's here, so I'm going to use it. I must admit, this is just such a favorite, relaxing thing for me to do, to get these ready to go. That's cute. Happy. Now, what else do I want to do? I'm going to use a bit of Pepis. Oh, Peeps, people. This is from that book that I created into a journal for my 500 subscriber giveaway. The shorter Peeps. But I still see that spelling, and my brain wants to say Pappas. Peeps. Okay, I just want to make a little fun. Wait, I don't want that one. I want my rough one. There we go. Hey, where are you? There we go. That's good. And now I want you to sort of go down and then across. You can move your, see how I'm just using it to just guide the paper. There we go. Because sometimes, for me, I find the paper still has a mind of its own when it wants to rip, and where it wants to rip and in what direction. And so sometimes I find a ruler will still just give a nice guiding direction for paper. So I'm just gonna give a little bit of ink to this edge. It has the March 26th, I think it was 1666, this page was. The page before, and I actually saved it, I'm going to use it somewhere in some kind of feminist journal, because he had actually admitted that he was furious at his wife for wearing her white-haired wig out in public too early in the day, and that it sorely vexed him, and that they had words. And he even cursed, and God forgive him for doing that. Not his wife forgive him. They obviously, I like that you actually got a little insight into their actual marriage. He was more worried about God than his wife, and I guess that's as it should be. Personally, I think some people should be a little more worried about their wives. God's forgiving. Not all wives are. Anyhow, it just made me giggle that her white wig sorely vexed him. I got to remember that term. In case next time I'm mad, I can just say, look, I'm sorely vexed. So I can put this up here. That looks pretty. They went to a new play at the Duke of York's house called The Man is the Master. Oh, well, there we go. Now we know why he was sorely vexed at his wife's wig. I'm sure he thought it was terrific. Yeah, now I can't see. All right, here's my address label with the correct postal code. Up in Canada, we don't call them zip codes. It's a postal code, and they are bizarre. They're a combination of numbers and letters, and I think that's a UK thing. And it can make it very challenging to remember. There we go. That looks cute. That's going to go on top. He's showing the man as the master. I just put a bit of washi tape over that. I'll peel that off before I send it out. That looks nice. What else was I going to put on it? I thought maybe a bird here. Where's my birds? Let's pick a bird. I want a cute one. Oh, there's a cute one. Oh, they're all cute, aren't they? Then... Oh, where'd it go now? I saw it. It was peeking through. Oh, he's cute with a little leaf. Oh, you're sweet. Okay. How about you? All right. I'm just going to do that little edge because it's white from being fussy cut. I think I'll put you there so that it looks like you're looking in the window. Now, you know what else I want to do before I do this is I want to make that the edge of the window a little bit, give it a little bit more oomph. There. All right, and then, hold on. Come on. Just want to there we go. All right, happy? All right, little bird, you're going to your new home. I left the pin out of my art glitter glue the other night. Boy, was that ever a challenge in the morning to get that unplugged. I ended up having to take the metal extender tip off and poking at it with a longer needle from the other direction. And oh my goodness, I got it done, but it wasn't without some angry words. I was sorely vexed at myself. There we go. I think that's cute. All right, this little baby is ready to go. Now, what I will usually do, as I said, I like it to sort of be a little starter kit. If I've got leftovers from when I was making the book, I put them in. Or if I've got extras that I thought about putting in the book and then I, for whatever reason, didn't do it, I also will include those. So, for example, I've got some yellow rickrack, and I got some flowery rickrack and some yellow flowery trim, some tickets, a card, an index card that I started. I don't know why, but it's going. It'll be part of the fun to open. You know what? I'm not going to go through all these because then I'll spoil it for his new owner. And the beautiful tulip fabric. I usually will put in some offcuts of tea-dyed paper, some more tea-dyed little cardy things, and I tuck that in there. So that it will be exciting to open. There we go. Look at that. Now, I found a few little things that I thought I'd send. And I'm just going to fussy cut them. These were out of a junk journal that I started. I started making a ring junk journal, and then I wasn't enjoying it. So I rescued the papers that were going to go in it. So that's why these pages have hole punches in them. They were going to go in this ring journal that is now not to be. So that can go. It's a little, it looks like a little English town in winter. And Two Bad Mice. The Tale of Two Bad Mice. You know what? I think I will include that thing whole. I'll just cut these holes off the side. Now, will that fit in? It will. All right. Tale of Two Bad Mice. You can go whole. This is from a larger Beatrix Potter book that I have. That's why you're thinking that doesn't look like the right size for those little Beatrix Potter books. It's a larger one. Keep your eye out for it. It's good because the papers are matte. They're not glossy, so they're nice to work with. All right, so I think that is ready. Then pardon my shoulder. Then I usually, that was me. I banged my head on the phone. I'm sorry. Then I also usually will include a couple of business cards. And I don't like the white edge on it. I know, I've got a problem. That's okay. If this is my worst problem, I'm doing all right. So I usually send two, one to keep and one to give away, hopefully. There we go. Sometimes I'll put them in a little tea bag. This time you're just going to be tucked in there like that. That looks nice. All right. And then I usually will put a little thank you sticker on it to hold it closed. That way, the new owner can open it and then just keep using the envelope to keep their stuff in if they want. Or they might want to cut it up and put it into their junk journal. They might want to put it in their recycling box. It's up to them. So that is ready. Then I also will include a copy of their invoice and usually a little note thanking them very much. And then as well, where is it? As well, I just put a little thank you on that. So that goes with them as well. Then what I will do is I do one last look through and make sure that everything is fine, that everything is tucked back in its place, because sometimes I'll close these up after I've done the flip through for the Etsy shop flip through, and I forget to tuck the little cards back where they belong. So I do one last, plus I also will look and check and make sure everything that was glued down is still holding. I'll check edges, I'll check washi tapes, flip outs, and make sure that everything is fine so that this little fella can go off to his new home happily. Cute. My mom's recipes. Good. Oh yeah. Let go. Let go. I'm just checking. Okay, you were sewn, so you're fine. What's back there? Come on. Oh, you are. Okay, you're good. Oh gosh, I forgot how cute this book was. Am I ever happy that it's going to a new home? So much room to, this really could be a full year memory book for someone. Cute. Oh, Little of Wishes and Weeds is going with you. Nancy made this from Wishes and Weeds. I give her full props. Her sewing is exquisite. There we go. Come on, up you come. How to handle tulip bulbs. There's some of the lace that I used up here. They're the same, but that one is now instantly aged. There's some of the tulip fabric that's going. So this looks like everything is in order. There's the threads. I love that. Boy, I haven't done a junk journal from a children's book in months, and this is making me want to crack open a children's book and make a new junk journal out of one. Okay, happy. These look good. There's the two Nanas are going off to their new home. My mother and my Nana. Off they go. Sending all their good vibes. Little tulips. Okay, I'm happy. Tulips is ready. Now I like it to feel like a present. So I picked some lace and some nice sunny sort of marigold colored ribbon. And let's make this feel like a present. And that way as well, the new owner has a nice big chunk of lace to work with. Cut it up. You don't have to keep, even though if you get one of my journals and it's been wrapped in something pretty, feel free to cut it up and use it in your journal. There we go. Let's go around that rose. Get that a little bit of pardon me. That looks nice. Good. Now, oh, I'm going to lose that pin. If I don't pin this now, the pin will go missing and I will be sorely vexed. All right, so let's just grab a bunch of this. Again, this ribbon, use it in the journal when you start making it your own. Oh, come on. Here's a little trick. If you want your lace to hold while you're tying it, put a little pin in it for the time being. Put your ribbon around it. Sorry, I know that's off camera, but there we go. So what I did back there, in case you couldn't see, is I just crossed them. There we go. That will hold it in place. Then you don't need your pin anymore. Take your pin out. And there is your beautiful journal ready to go. And then, because I don't trust the postal system to keep packages dry, it'll still go in a box, but it gets into a bag. In goes the invoice. Let's make sure we're centered. We are. And then in goes the extra goodies. And I do this for a reason, so that it's so much fun when they start pulling things out of the bag and then they go, oh, there's my journal. Or at least I hope that's what they do. God, I'm so childish, but I always hope that someone is just as excited about their journal as I was making it and packing it. And then these bags, just I pull that off, and the static electricity makes it want to go to its new home as well. There we go. And then usually, just so that they know that that's where the where they can open it to go back out, I put another little thank you right there. And then it's ready to go. So, and of course, I just wrapped this all up ready to go, and I can see that my washi tape is still on there. And it's only 10 in the morning. Anyhow, so I'm going to carefully peel that back and go in and get that. But I hope you enjoyed watching how I package up a journal to go off to its new home. And I hope everyone has a great day. And we'll talk soon. Thanks for visiting. Bye.